Day 55 of playing this game. We're in the middle of talking to everyone. I forgot what for. I think we're trying to convince Takamaru to join the killing game. How do you get Takamaru filed up? You're asking the wrong person. My IQ is so low it's a negative number. I possibly couldn't have known. You stopped the self-depreciation for a second and really think about it? What gets him worked up? I'm sorry, I have no idea. I'm too scared to think about anything. The invader hunt is all I can think about. They want us to kill each other. Shomen's completely terrified. It's pointless trying to question him further. You wish to know how to ignite the fire in Takamaru's heart. I recommend giving him stickers. Stickers? A while back, I was messing around and put a cute character sticker on Sir Takamaru's custom biker jacket. He is completely overcome with rage. The fuck you think you're doing to my jacket? That's the window to my soul. If you ever transition, you better damn well call me so I can kick your ass man to man. That's exactly what he screamed at me. If I were to describe his countenance that day, he looked like an angry temple spirit or an active volcano. So indeed, a sticker will set him ablaze. I don't think it had to do anything with the sticker. I think he just got mad that you messed with his clothes. That doesn't seem like it's going to be useful, but I'll try to remember it anyways. Takamaru is very serious about his biker outfit. Noted. How to get Takamaru fired up? Pro wrestling, obviously. When you're locked in tight and exchanging pure soul energy with another fighter, your heart will be on fire. Come and experience it for yourself, Takumi. I'll spar with you right now. Sorry, Moko, but now's not a good. Too much of a rush to put your butt on the line and fight? Well, yeah. Man, I picked the wrong person to ask. Moving right along. Okay, these should be enough to convince him. Gaku's jacket and the survey's remains. Holding on to them tightly, I barged into Takamaru's room. Whoa, sir, Takumi. Whoa, Takumi, where's your manners? You can't just let yourself in. Takamaru started to spring this on you, but I have something I want to show you. What is this? It's all fucked up and full of holes. And real dirty too, covered in dark stains. That's Gaku's jacket. He was wearing it when he was killed. When he was killed? You mean these stains are his blood? Yeah, so why would you show me this? Yeah, I know. No one wants to see it, but we can't hide from it. It's got all these big holes in it, you see? Because he was stabbed with a knife over and over brutally. That motherfucker stabbed him this many times? God damn it, Gaku must have been in so much pain. Here's where I get him once and for all. And this is what's left of Sari. The person who did this was most likely the same person who murdered Gaku. He might have been a machine, but I know he suffered. He was torn to shreds. Takumi, what are you trying to do here? I know I owe you one, but I won't hesitate to fuck you up if you're just here to mess with the bodies of all our dead friends. No, that's not it. I just want to ask you. I love Takamaru dead and alive. It's very likely that whoever is inviting us to play this game is the same person who killed Suri and Gaku. The killer who did this to our friends is throwing down a challenge. I move closer to Takamaru. Takamaru, listen to me. Are you sure you want to run away from this game? If you back down now, you might never get a shot at catching whoever did this. I can't let them get away with this. I'm going to kill them with my bare hands, but that ain't enough reason to play this game. If what happens to Gaku happens to all of us, then it's all pointless. Crap, he's still not angry enough. I want to get Takamaru to join this, and he's still on my fence about this. I'm just going to have to make him matter. I won't let Gaku's killer get away with it. I'll get payback, but this ain't the time for it. Whatever this inhale... Are you scared? Aw, shit. It's no good, I failed. I don't want to die for no goddamn reason. I gotta survive and protect my people. Let's talk about this again. I ain't got no problem talking about it, but you ain't gonna change my mind. Retry persuasion. We got no clue what's waiting for us in the leisure lounge. We can't just take up a challenge from a killer. Okay, no. That biker jacket's just for show. Huh? What the fuck did you say to me? What are you, deaf? I said a coward like you shouldn't be wearing a jacket like that. Bastard, you ain't gonna get away talking about my jacket like that. She reflects my whole soul. She lost his school, now's my chance. I'm gonna make him see it my way. Oh, it's just literally that question. Takamaru, you don't deserve to wear that jacket. The fuck, man? I ain't called the strongest game boss that's ever lived for nothing. You a game boss? You don't seem much like a boss to me at all. What? Think about it. You're literally cowering even though the person who killed your friends is throwing down the gauntlet. I didn't know a game boss could be such a fair weather friend and still get any respect. Takamaru's face looked nothing short of demonic as he glared back at me, but he didn't argue back. I must have hit him where it hurts. He was at a loss for words. Takamaru, I put my fist against his chest near his heart. If you want to show me how a real boss acts, fight with me. Join me. Please join the game with me. This is going to a bad end fast, isn't it? Persuasion complete. If you're going to post my balls like that, I guess I can't back down. Fine, I'll do it. I'll join this fucking invader hunt or whatever it is and kill the bastard who's behind all this shit. My hard work had paid off. Takamaru had finally agreed to join, but I didn't have the time to stick around to celebrate. I quickly left Takamaru's room and set off to persuade the others. Takamaru said he'd join. If you got someone as cautious as Mr. Yakushiji to fold, then I guess this game can't be all that dangerous. Everyone's going to join? Then I guess I should too. Having successfully won over Yima, Kako, and Shoma, I met the quota Darumi had forced on me. And the night finally came. I arrived at the Leisure Lounge just before 7 p.m. and found that all of the other Special Defense Unit members were already there. We've got quite a group here. Did everyone decide to join the game? Honestly, I never wanted to come, but Darumi rang my doorbell at least 10,000 times. She was so persistent, I just gave in. I was eating a snack in the cafeteria when Lady Darumi suddenly snatched my Holy Jumonji sword. I pursued the scoundrel in an attempt to retrieve her when I suddenly found that I'd been lured here. Oh, the Holy Jumonji sword is safe and sound if you were concerned. You could say this was a real steal. Ha ha ha. Kyoshiko, give the blade of yours to me immediately. I'm going to snap it in half along with your entire spinal column. Why would you say something so frightening? Wait, what? Lady Kura, you've come too? We were worried when you disappeared so suddenly, so we came here looking for you. Kyoshika, if you worry us like that again, I'll drop a heel right on the crown of your head to teach you a lesson. Oh, for the love of murder, looks like we've all been tricked into coming here. Darumi seemed to have used some pretty underhanded tricks to get everyone to come. Hyo-ho, what a score. With this many people killing each other, it's going to be so much fun. Alright, it's almost time for the game to start. Who's going to die first? Maybe me? I sure hope so. Everyone, please kill me. Oh, I made sure to bring all your infusers too. We're all set for a great slaughter to begin. She's so prepared it's curing me. Darumi seemed thrilled at the idea of killing each other, but I don't plan on hurting any of my friends. I'm not going to let anyone else die. That's why I wanted to do this. It's almost time. What kind of person do you think is running this game? I'm kind of excited to see who the bad guy is. Time passed, and finally it was 7 p.m., but for fuck's sake, nothing happened. Nobody came. Nothing happened. The Leisure Lounge was as quiet and peaceful as ever. Maybe the mastermind gave up after they saw a disgusting insect like me joining. Or maybe the whole message was just a prank. Honestly, as anticlimactic as that would be, a safe conclusion like that might be for the best. Look, it's getting late. I'm out of here. No sooner than Takamaru had said those words, it happened. Suddenly, an ominous sound came out of nowhere. What is that sound? It's an awful. My ears hurt. The hell, is someone revving up a bike engine? No way. I've never heard an engine make noise like that. Horrible. Just listening to it is making me... The unidentified sound grew louder and louder. Oh, where's it coming from? We looked around for a source of the sound. That's when we happened to look at the ceiling. Huh? Only be greeted by an unbelievable sight. Bees? The hell? They're flying around with a bunch of big-ass bees? Is that a spacesuit? No, a diving suit? A big parachute? I've never seen such a hideous mode of transport. I hate bugs. Someone give me some bug spray, stat. The individual in the spacesuit gradually lowered their altitude. They landed in the Leisure Lounge. You look fucking ridiculous. Take that helmet off and show us your face. Is this some kind of Wrestling Federation's masked fighter? Love the costume, but you gotta lose the bees. We need to take this seriously. They might be with the invaders. What if it's a commander? Takumi, did you see a commander like this during your first 100 days? No, I've never saw anyone like this. We never faced a commander who controlled bees, especially not one in a spacesuit. Hey, who are you? It's only polite to introduce yourself. Speak up, asshole. The mysterious man examined our faces without answering. They nodded, seeming satisfied. It's so good to see many of you. With so many participants, the killing game is sure to reach a screaming climax. The more lives there are to lose, the more spectacular the battle. Wahaha, wahaha. The voice sounded unnatural. Perhaps they were filtering it through a voice changer. Their face was obscured by their mask too, so there was no guessing their age or gender. Well done for deciding to join my game, Special Defense Unit maggots. I commend your small act of bravery. They commanded us. Kyoshika, they're definitely being sarcastic or trying to provoke us. We're so terribly honored, but who exactly are you? What are you doing at the school? I'm here to play my game with you, of course. I'm the sponsor of the Narrator Hunt. You may call me sponsor. Treat the title with the respect it deserves. Sponsor, so this is the person who invited us to play this game. Which means time is precious. I wish to start the game quickly. First, we'll hold the opening ceremony. Let me ask you one thing. I yelled over the sponsor, interrupting them mid-sentence. Are you the one who murdered our friend Gaku Maruko? A strange threat was written on the blackboard the day before Gaku's murder. It perfectly matches this order of events. In other words, it's only natural to assume this was the person behind Gaku's death. Does it really matter who I have or haven't killed? After all, each last one of you will die in this game. Don't dodge the question. I'm asking if you killed Gaku, yes or no. Yes or no, there's no other way for me to answer. I told you not to dodge the question. Takumi, read the room. A sharp voice pierced my eardrum, caused me to cover my ears. Darumi? I've been waiting for this day my entire life. I prayed to God I pray to the god of killing games every night. Beg to be released by the pointless of my life. Beg for me, my parents, my brother, my teachers to all die in gracious, gory style. My dream is finally about to come true. I'm going to get the killing game I've always wanted, so don't ruin this for me. Don't you dare ruin my dream. Are you a strange one? Are you that excited for my game? Like you don't even know? Tell me all the messed up rules we have to follow. It motivates me to hear you have such high expectations. Allow me to explain the rules. No thank you, not interested. I have no intention of playing your game. I refuse to even recognize it. You want us to kill each other? I never approve of such a vile game. Don't be so rash, Tomato Head. That vileness is what will make this game interesting. You might enjoy it more than you expect if you give it a try. It's not often that you get the opportunity to unleash your primal urges and kill your fellow man. I told you I'm not playing. I'm the Scion of the Osuzuki family, the pinnacle of all Osuzukis. It's fine for me to trample on the ignorant masses from up high, but there's no way hell I'm allowing someone to try and kill me as if we're equals. So you refuse to participate. That goes for at least half of us. There's only the few mental patients here that want to play your deranged game. Takumi, she calls you a mental patient. She means you too. All who refuse to join the game will be eliminated. I believe I made that very clear. I believe you did. So go ahead and try. All of a sudden she was ready to fight. Pull your filthy eyeballs out of your sockets, watch closely. Behold the Osuzuki family box technique. I'm gonna beat you and your ugly costume material. You're so swollen, it'll make you look like you stuck your head in your stupid bee's hives. Don't try to fight them alone. I can handle this by myself. I don't sense any fighting spirit in this pathetic worm. They have essential popper aura. All talk and no action. One punch would do it. Kura. The bees have been hovering near the ceiling, descended with a terrible cacophony of beating wings, and then they stung Kura to death. Kura squirmed frantically, but they held onto her tight, refusing to let go. Kura Osuzuki, I sentenced you to being suspended midair. What a sight, though, you think? As I say, smoking fools rise to great heights. You can writhe and suffer for now. I'll ease your pain when the time is right. Lady Kura, give me back my Lady Kura, you vile insect. Kura, what do we do? How do we get her back? She's so high up, even my midair attacks wouldn't reach her. What do we do now? How can I save Kura when she's all the way up there? Kako's sniper rifle might be able to reach, but this Kako has never used her Himo Anima before. Right, there's no way for it to attack the bees up near the ceiling. In that case, we'll just have to attack the person controlling them. I screamed as loud as my voice would let me and swung my sword down on the sponsor. I felt it connect. My blade was going to split them too. I was so sure it would. And yet... that tickles. Is that how you got to Takumi Sumiho? How? The sponsor was completely unharmed. It's simple. Your power isn't enough to inflict even the slightest scratch on me. No, so there has to be some sort of a mistake. That kind of has to be some... What kind of cheap trick is this? And try again. I won't stop you. You got balls, bee fucker. Let's see how long you can keep this tough guy act, huh? I'm joining the fray. Takumi, combine our power level is like 2 million. We can get them, guys. We need to save her as soon as possible. Everyone. Brace yourself, asshole. It's not alive. It's literally not alive. Take that, you blackguard. Takamaru, Nozomi, Kiyoshika, and I unleashed everything we had on the sponsor. We punched, we kicked, we sliced, we pummeled, we tried every attack possible, used every last ounce of our strength until we had no energy or Himo Anima to spare. However, it tickles. Why don't our attacks do anything? Are you immortal or some goddamn thing? You have the endurance of a wrestler to withstand my body slam. No matter how we attacked, our opponent didn't even flinch. This is far beyond a matter of strength or endurance. They were literally invincible. We can't give up. We must save Lady Kura. My fellow warriors, just one coordinated attack in. Enough of this slideshow. The opening ceremony will conclude with Kura Osuzuki's death. There's a cruelty in the sponsor's voice as they point to Kura, still hanging there. Her body was rapidly turning black. Was the swarm of bees draining her cryptoglobin? Lady Kura. Once they sucked out everything out of Kura, the bees dropped her dried up husk on the floor. No, Kura. This can't be happening. Lady Kura can't be dead. Don't give up yet. Let's take her to the revival-matic. Nozomi, Moko, Kiyoshika lifted up Kura's corpse and left the leisure lounge, but how pointless. How can a body be revived if there isn't a drop of cryptoglobin in it? How about I told that she would die before the game even began? She's ruined my schedule. I suppose I'll simply have to postpone the start of the game until tomorrow morning. Return here as soon as you're awake tomorrow. It might remind you, there's no point in trying to escape. You now know what happens if you refuse to play. We'll be killed instantly if we try to resist. Never had a message come through so clearly. Bummer, Kura got the opening death thing. Must be nice. She died with so much drama, but it would have been nice if it happened to me. Well, whatever. The game starts tomorrow, so I'll have plenty of chances to have a nice, gory demise. I wonder how everyone else is going to die. Who's going to kill me? There's like so much to look forward to. Darumi's eerily yet strangely innocent cackle ran out across the silent leisure lounge. So Kura is dead again. Different route though. It's morning. I barely slept last night. I woke up over and over seeing Kurura's face when she died in my nightmares. They won't get away after killing my friends so horribly. If I could, I'd kill them right now. But right now we're too weak. We can't beat them. Our poor attempt to revolt and we just be massacred. For now we just have to obey. We just have to play the game. They wanted us to come back to the leisure lounge when we woke up. I hurried off to the leisure lounge. On my way to the leisure lounge, I came across Nozomi and Moko in the hall. Nozomi, are you okay? You're so pale. I couldn't sleep last night. I just couldn't believe it. Kurura, she's gone. Kurura, I didn't know what to say. What can I say for her? After she lost a close friend. We buried her. Make sure you say your goodbye to her later, okay, Takumi? Yeah, I promise I will. I'm not going to get away with killing Kurura. I'll do whatever it takes to avenge her. But now's not the time. They're a bit too strong for us right now. So we're all going to play this game for a little while, wait for a chance. For now, we just have to put all of this grief down and grit our teeth. Knowing how to bide your time is an important part for fighting. Nozomi was barely able to hold steady on her own 2 feet. Moko looked after her as they walked over to the leisure lounge. I made a vow to myself as I watched Nozomi walk away. No matter how this game turns out, I'll protect Nozomi to the end. Not just Nozomi, I won't let anyone else die, because I came back to protect him and grab hold of a future where we can find happiness. At last I present to you the rules on the invader hunt. Once we were all in the leisure lounge, the sponsor began to explain the rules without any preamble. The rules are exceedingly simple. All you have to do is hunt out the creatures known as invaders. You'll gain points for every invader hunted, which will be tallied. And reflected in the live rankings, the name of everyone in the room was shown on a big screen being held by 2 bees. One round lasts 10 days. The person ranked last at midnight on the 10th day will be executed, the crypto globe drained by my bees. Kurura's death was proof that this was no bluff. They could easily kill us all. In short, we need to try to kill as many invaders as possible. Glad we don't actually have to kill each other or anything. I mean, not glad, but if we're hunting invaders, then we could just keep fighting defensive battles, right? That's the same shit we're doing anyways, not at all. What you were doing was merely defending your base. Hunting and defending are entirely different. To hunt, you must go out. The playing field is a space outside the school. You will not receive points for any invaders killed at the school, no matter how many. We can't get any points in the area shaded red. That's anywhere within school grounds. That means if we want points, we'll have to go hunt down invaders wandering outside. So we're going to be forced to fight outside the ring then. It's too much for a shouldn't like me to be forced outside like this. What happens if the invaders attack the school while we're all out there? If a commander strikes the place down when it's empty, it's the end of the line. All you need to do is engage them before they infiltrate the school grounds. They say a good offense is the best defense after all. Then we can't stray too far from the school. If we're not careful about how many battles we fight out there, we'll end up disqualified for going out the ring. So we just need to hunt in a place where we can quickly return to the school if something happens. Now how are you going to track how many invaders we hunt down there? You're not counting on an honor system, right? Someone would definitely end up lying about their numbers. These bees will count your points. However, whenever you kill invaders, they will count the points and report them back to me. In other words, the bees will be monitoring our actions while we're playing this game. Guess running away isn't going to be an option. Last but not least, the most important rule of all. You're strictly forbidden from causing me harm when the game is underway. Anyone who defies me will immediately become food for my bees. Try not to lose your cool. A rather tyrannical one-side rule, isn't it? Does this mean we can't resist even if you use violence against us? Don't worry, I won't lay a single finger on any of you. The gaming will immediately seize if the sponsor harms a participant without just cause. In other words, they won't hurt us so long as we do what they say. But you're the one who enforces the rules. If you turn on us, we're entirely without recourse. I intend to run this game as fairly as possible, otherwise things would just be boring. I promise not to violate the rules. Please trust me on that. There's no way we can trust them. We're in no position to argue. Now then, that concludes the explanation of the rules. There are plenty of other hidden rules, but I'm not so inclined as to give them all away at this juncture. Come up with strategies on your own. Doing is learning. The sponsor looked at us all and shouted, Special Defense Unit Magnus participants in my game, assume your new roles as proud hunters and claim as many invaders as you can. The invader hunt has officially begun. Without so much as a moment to spare, the game was on, but I wasn't sure how I was supposed to handle our newly assigned task. I decided to go to my room and prepare to leave school grounds. The Lion Invader Hunt is a point-based hunting game. I decided to review the rules of the game. The rules themselves were simple. All we had to do was hunt invaders. However, the game field was outside school grounds. Even if we killed an invader, if it happened in the school facility or in the schoolyard, it wouldn't count. Basically, no matter what we do in a defensive battle, it won't be worth any points. If we wanted points, we had to go out exploring and hunt down any invaders we came across. But it's way too dangerous to be constantly fighting out there. If we died outside the school grounds, the drones wouldn't collect us, and the revive-matic wouldn't revive us. Death would truly be final. We have to be careful so we don't die, and if we want to do that, we should probably form teams. In a team, there could be someone to have our backs, and we could probably look at one each other to keep each other alive. We need comrades if we want to. Sorry, before I go out, I should find someone to partner up with. I decided to go talk to everyone to see if anyone will want to team up with me. For some reason, when I went out to the roof, everyone was already there. There was no sign of Darumi or Haruko, but everyone else was already there. Takumi? Oh, great time. I was just figured, wait. Everyone was rushing over to me. I explained the necessity of forming teams. So I think we should be in pairs at least. Trying to do the solo will just end in a game over the moment you take a lethal hit. Yeah, we were just saying the same thing. We should work in teams, I mean. We're actually just deciding the teams. In short, we're right in the middle of a draft meeting. The first team is us boys and sister dears. And the second team is all girls. We might end up spending a lot of time together from now on, so we thought up grouping by gender would make sense. What we're worried about is Yugamu, who's nowhere to be found. He's a boy, but it's entirely possible he'd like to stick with Miss Kirifuji and Miss Magatori, as he's done with up to this point. But we put Yugamu in day 2. Team 2, then we should put Hiruko in day 1. I mean, team 1. Miss Shizuhara is very strong, so we were discussing giving preferential negotiating rights to the weaker team. Preferential negotiating rights. This really is like a sports rep. By the way, what team do you want me in? You have to play alone. Nobody wants you. Huh? No, we're all on the same page. They destroyed Suri. They're behind everything. Why? Mr. Sumino, have you forgotten you killed Mr. Atsuki? Even if we granted that he was still one of us, if you had a comrade who could kill another comrade without batting an eye, who wants to team up with them in a killing game? Well, you gotta be killing me. And whenever you do something, someone invariably ends up dead. You're cursed. Do us a favor and get out of here. You're more than cursed. You're the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper is stunned, but I couldn't argue. It's true that I was the common denominator in all of the deaths so far. I came back to the past and immediately killed Ado. And because I ignored the message on the blackboard on day 4, Gaku was killed the next day. And 2 days ago, I decided to join the game and encourage everyone to join me. Because of that, Kurura died so brutally. If you still aren't convinced us to join this game, Lady Kurura would still be with us. It's all your fault, all of it. Give her back, Lady Kurura, back to me. The blood of Lady Kurura is on your hands. Blaming Takumi won't bring her back. It'll just hurt us even more. But knowing how to swallow your sorrow is part of fighting. We just have to be strong right now. I'm sorry, Takumi understands. I'm sorry, Takumi. Kiyoshika understands, I swear. She knows it's not your fault Kurura died, but she has no outlet for her grief, so she's just taking it out on you. I had no idea everyone had such contempt for me. All I wanted to do was make everyone happy. That's why I came back. Where did it all go wrong? I swear, Lady Luck or Fortune or whatever the hell she called turned against you the moment you offed Ado. This whole slew of shit speaks for itself. Not even I can help you out here. Sorry, but you're on your own. Sorry, Takumi. I felt total despair. This was my first time being so obviously and intentionally isolated. Always had Kurura by my side in the TRC, and my mom and dad were always waiting for me at the dinner table whenever I went home. But now I was all alone. I would have to face this game of death all by myself. No one would ever want to team up with the Grim Reaper. Then I thought of something. I'd write Hiruko. I saw Hiruko in my mind's eye. On day 5, she took me to second to last defense academy. I said we need to bring the second team to increase our combat power. I can never really tell what she's thinking, but she's a surprisingly caring person. She might be willing to work with me on this. Maybe I should ask her if she'll team up with me. Takumi, what do you need, sir? Thank goodness you're still here. I'm so glad you're here. Can I go back inside? You're creeping me out. No, wait, just hear me out, please. You're not about to tell me about the word of God, are you? No. I explained everything that just happened. I didn't leave out a single detail. I told her how they called me the Grim Reaper. No one would team up with me. So your already low popularity has now hit rock bottom then. It hurts when you lay it out like that, but in a nutshell, yes. At this rate, I'll have to do the invader hunt all alone. I'm begging you, Hiruko. There's no one else I can trust. Please team up with me. I'm afraid I must disappoint you. Is there anything I can do to change your mind? If you team up with me, I'll work myself to the bone for you. I promise I'll be useful. That's simply not possible. I won't be teaming up with you for this game. Do you think I'm the Grim Reaper too? Please, I don't believe in that kind of superstition nonsense. I simply have my own situation to deal with. Besides, I already have a partner. You do? Just then, it's Yugamu and Darumi. Darumi? Stupid puppy, I told you not to come out. Go back to your doghouse like a good girl. What's going on? Why is Darumi barking? You know how this one has been an overexcited nuisance since the killing game was announced, right? So I turned her to my dog. I don't understand in the slightest. Basically, I used strength to make her submit, and it broke her a little. And we think that Darumi has been unusually quiet during the announcement of the rules. I guess she was already a dog at that point. I have responsibility to her as her owner, so I'll be playing the game with her. I instinctively fled after being ferociously barked at Darumi. I guess I'm on my own then. I felt strangely refreshed after being so cleanly rejected. Fine, I'll play by myself. I'll hunt down the invaders on my own and survive on my own too. There was someone unexpected waiting for me when I arrived at the entrance hall. How pitiful that you must all go alone. You must go all alone. Are you going to hunt or be hunted? Huh? Were you waiting for me so you could laugh at me? No, I merely came to give you some information. I failed to mention earlier, but I have added more fire extinguishers. Now you may go outside at any time. You can all hunt whenever it pleases you. They're pretty prepared. How long have they been planning this? Now then, go out there and hunt. Struggle away from my amusement. It's dangerous to stray too far from the school. I should try to find the invaders as close as possible. I'm pretty sure a decent amount of invaders were wandering around the city to the south. I'll head over there today. Just as I thought, there was a large number of invaders inhabiting a nearby city. They roamed around the ruins like zombies with no will of their own. They were all just basic cannon fodder. I could defeat them all on my own. I sensed a presence, glanced up in the air to see one of the sponsors' bees were tailing me. It must be here to count my points. Okay, here it goes. I stifled my breath and slowly crept on one of the invaders, time to attack with everything I got. I wanted to attack, but my leg froze. I couldn't move. Am I scared? I fought on my own plenty of times before, but there's a difference between choosing to go at it alone and having no alternative. That's when I have to fight alone. I'm scared of confronting the truth. That everyone hates me. But I can't just cower forever, can I? I took a deep breath and steeled myself. This time I left out in front of the invader. Oh, okay, we were forced to play. Got it. Annihilate all enemies. All allies annihilated. Okay, Counter-Strike and end. We now have passive damage dealt, so this round should... Okay, that's it for wave 1. I was already exhausted, even though I only killed off a few minions. I can't come back if I die out here. The lingering fear of death weighed heavily on my mind and body, but I couldn't afford to rest. I had to do whatever it took to get more points, not to mention... more waves. Invaders drawn by the sound of fighting were showing up one after the other, and they were beginning to surround me. I prepared to face the next battle with scarcely any time to breathe in between. Airblade and do this. Wave 2 end. And keep going. Huff, huff. No matter how much I killed, just more was cropping up. Invaders kept streaming in until I was completely surrounded. They were just mooks, but there was too many of them. My stamina was at my limit. I wish I wasn't alone. I needed to toughen up, but I was just telling myself that wasn't doing anything. For the first time, I felt how truly alone I was. At this rate, I'll die without ever knowing. Just then, I'll help you out, Takumi. I heard a voice and turned around. Standing right there was Yugamu. Of course, showing up uninvited but sorely needed. It's everyone's beloved Yugumu Omokage. What are you doing here? Were you trying to score some kills out here too? We can talk later. Let's take care of those things first. Our first joint effort. There's something creepy about how he put it, but I was grateful for him in the moment. Our breath synced up and we began to clean up the swarm invaders. Okay, he makes no difference whatsoever gameplay-wise. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. That's what I wanted to do. There we go. You win. That's rank. Nice. Is that all of them? Seems so. I don't sense any trace of them. Well fought, Takumi. You're in quite a predicament considering it's the first day. I couldn't believe it. I was just shocked to see how many just kept coming. I was almost killed by a bunch of weaklings. Fighting truly isn't something to be done alone. Right, I didn't get to properly thank you. You saved me, Yugumu. Thank you. If you hadn't run into me here, I might have been the first to be eliminated from the invader hunt. No need to thank me. It wasn't by coincidence that we met here. It wasn't? Yes, you see, I've been following you all this morning. You had no idea, right? Trailing people is one of my specialties. Was he just joking to play off his embarrassment? No, that didn't seem like what's going on here. He really was following me. That makes sense why he showed up at the perfect time to save me. But why? What was the point of following me? Oh, for the love of murder, don't be so wary of me, Takumi. I'm not going to eat you up, alright? Although you look pretty delicious to me. How could I not be wary of an assassin? Yugumu Omokage, the descendant of a family of assassins. I'll come right out and ask, why were you following me? I was figuring out my timing. I want to come gallantly to your rescue if you found yourself in trouble. Then I'd be able to show you how useful I am. Call it a courtship display. Why is everything you say so creepy? Well, that's the long and short of it. He muttered as he held out his right hand to me. Takumi, would you like to team up with me? He's offering to form a team. It was all I ever wanted in my isolation, but why do you want to team up with me with someone everyone hates? Wouldn't you rather be with Nozomi or Kiyoshika or the others? I don't do well in groups. Honestly, I'd rather enjoy my kills alone, but going in alone is too risky. So I thought buddying up with the odd man out would be just the thing. Is that really the reason? It made sense, but it's hard to decipher his true intentions. I was sure he was planning something, but given that he went out of his way to ask me after I'd been ostracized, but if I turned down his offer, I'd have to hunt alone forever. Well, will you join me or not? What should I do? Should I team up with Yugumu? The bad ending is you don't. I'll select that and get my water. Fill it up again, my Brita filter. Sorry, I can't team up with you. I was convinced Yugumu had to be plotting something, given that he went out of his way to approach me after I'd been ostracized. The things he usually talked about already made me uneasy. He probably just wanted to torment me for his own amusement. Oh, for the love of murder, you're a cautious one, aren't you, Takumi? Turning me down is as good as having a death wish, you know? Unless you have someone else in mind. No, I'm not going to team up with anyone. I'll survive by myself, so stop following me. With that, I ran away. I ran and ran until I was nearly out of breath, trying to get away from Yugumu as quickly as possible. The thought that he might be trying to kill me struck fear into my heart. But no matter how far I ran, it didn't feel safe. After all, I was up against a professional assassin. I continued to run around with headless abandon. Where am I? I realized I ended up in a place I'd never seen before. Where is this? Which direction is the school? I started looking around at my surroundings. All of a sudden, a huge swarm of school invaders popped out of the shadows. Of all the times to show up, I spun around and began to flee. Despite my best efforts, I was unable to shake off the pursuing invaders. They kept coming at me relentlessly, trying to intimidate me with their weird cries the whole time. I'd been running for what felt like hours, but they were still hot on my tail. In fact, there were more invaders now than ever. And then it finally happened. The invaders managed to completely surround me. I saw no way out. The only thing I could do now is fight, but I can't possibly beat this many invaders by myself. Someone help me. Of course, it's pointless to call for help. He wanted to come out now. Not after I slapped away his offer to work together so thoughtlessly. Sorry, I can't team up with you. Why did I turn down his offer to help? Oh, right, because I'd gotten so paranoid. I lost my mind after falling out of favor with everyone and took that frustration out on Yugamu. But all he really wanted to do was save my life. The invaders were getting more and more excited like animals, licking their lips before a big meal. They found me isolated from the others, and now they couldn't wait to start tearing me apart. Slowly and slowly, they inched forward, and the closer they got, the stronger the smell of death became. My breath quickened, my body was trembling. I instinctively understood that this was the end. As I looked death in the face, I finally understood how powerless someone who was completely isolated could be. Somebody who lost the trust of all the others, who had lost the ability to trust others. Someone like that was already as good as dead. Kiln game grout, as good as dead. Before a decision, do we have to watch the fight again? Thank God. Team up with Yugamu. No reason not to. Well, you're stuck with me for a while then. I shook Yugamu's hand. Whether he could be trusted was besides the point. I simply couldn't carry on like this, all by myself for much longer. For now, I would team up with Yugamu. I'm glad to see our hearts are in tune with each other, partner. Want to try for the best couple award while we're at it? Don't think they're giving away out awards here. Also, you and I are not a couple. While Yugamu and I were trading quips, we heard it. What was that? There was an ear-splitting sound and the earth shook, but it wasn't an earthquake. It felt more like I sensed a torrential gush of overwhelming energy. Somebody with incredible powers present nearby. Don't tell me the commanders are joining the hunt. That would be bad news. Just two of us wouldn't be enough to deal with a commander. A little bit of reconnaissance will go a long way right now. Tiptoe after me as quietly as you can manage, Takumi. Roger. We cautiously made our way towards the source of the sound, hiding behind pieces of rubble along the way. And then... Hey, you saw that, Mistress Hiruko? My 18th invader kill. How have you been treating them? With the bloodiest brand of carnage only I can dish out. What else? Now save your breath for tearing them from limb by limb. Let those entrails fly. Let the bloodworks explode far and wide. Oh, my Mistress Hiruko, no one goes as wild, as beautifully as you. Your rampaging form electrifies me. You're everything I long to become. Those two are just enjoying this way too much. They aren't even hunting anymore. They're just straight up massacring every invader they see. It kills me to say this, but I'm afraid we must see the best couple award to them. Something feels off, though. Hiruko's always been strong, but when did Darumi get so powerful? She hadn't joined any defensive battles before this and should be woefully unfamiliar with combat. The euphoria of finally being able to take part in the killing game has likely unlocked the latent potential in her humanima, making it bloom. That's an unconventional way to unlock latent potential. Why the gripe? Potential is logic defined by logic. By definition. Also, we should totally call it a day and head back now. They've likely already murdered all the invaders in this area. Anyways, yeah, we've earned enough points today, too. Let's go back and rest up for tomorrow. We made our way back and decided to drop by the leisure lounge before returning to our rooms. I'm gonna use the bathroom. We checked the leaderboard. Unsurprisingly, those two are in the top spots. I expect they'll be staying ahead of the pack for a long time now. I'm in third place. Honestly, I thought it'd be much lower than that. Well, I did take out quite a number of invaders today. And I'm at fourth. If we keep this up, we won't fall to the bottom of the rankings in the first round at least. The first round of this game will last until day 35. Whoever finishes last in the round will be executed. I decided I wouldn't keep tabs on where the others were placed. Ensuring my own survival is more important. Besides, you're cursed. Do us all a favor and get out of here. And you're more than cursed. You're the Grim Reaper. The blood of Lady Karura is on your hands. Sheesh, this whole slew of messed up shit speaks for itself. Not even I can help you out there. I shouldn't be letting the people ostracizing me live rent free in my head anyways. Yeah, what a day. The constant fighting and stress of possible death had strained my mind and body to their limits. I wanted to rest early to recover from the fatigue, but... Care to explain what you're doing in my room? It's just something buddies do, right? And that's what we are. Buddies, partners, awesome chums. It goes without saying we need to be joined at the hip. Join your own hips and get out of here. Come on, bud, humor me. Pretend we're brainstorming strategies for the rest of the hunt. How about that? This game's more of a marathon than a sprint, so we gotta come up with a long-term plan. Playing it by ear the whole time is bound to lead us to a quick and easy death. He makes a very good point. Can't you at least make it clear whether you want to be disgusting or discreet? Yeah, who would I be if I didn't dabble in a little bit of both? Call me a double dipper if that's what turns you on. In your dreams. After that, we spent several hours discussing strategies for surviving the killing game in the days to come. By the time we're ready, time flies when you're having too much fun. If you don't mind, Takumi, we can continue the rest of this conversation in bed. Of course I mind. It's about time you went to your own room. Oh, Takumi threw me out after an exciting intercourse without any pillow talk at all. How cold is your heart? Stone cold. Out now. After chasing Yugumu out of my room, I crawled into bed and closed my eyes. I had to grab every second of sleep I could to let my tired body recover, but... Give her back, give Lady Karura back. The words from this morning reverberated around my mind, preventing me from slipping into a restful slumber. How did it turn out like this? I came back in time to lead everyone towards a brighter future. So why am I being so despised? What I wouldn't give to return to those happy days. Let's today's hunt begin. I trust you're ready, Takumi? Yeah, ready when you are. On day 2 of the invader hunt, we went out to explore the city again, to earn points by hunting down any invaders we can find. Found some right off the bat. Check out that swarm of invaders at 2 o'clock. I turned in the direction Yugumu mentioned and found the invaders lurking around a ruined building, just like he said. I don't think they've noticed us yet. Let's get closer and catch them by surprise. Put on your pussy boots and slink behind me, Takumi. Sure. Yugumu had clearly adapted well to the rhythm of this game. He knew how to take quick and decisive action to earn points for our continued revival. I, on the other hand, my feelings had yet to catch up to the strange situation of me participating in a killing game with him as my teammate. What was I doing? Why did Yugumu propose a partnership in the first place? What was my life? Was my life even worth living if I had to kick someone else down to do it? There were so many things on my mind, but come on, Takumi. Time to sound the death knell for them. I didn't have the luxury of time to think them through. Fighting to survive was the only thing I could afford to do now. Attack boost, and what else do I do here?
いける。行くぞ。使うよ。俺に任せろ。あ、やった。出番だな。
Okay, there we go. Wave 1 of 2. Did we get them all? It's too early to be celebrating. More enemies are waiting in the wings. Invaders approaching at 3 o'clock. They just keep coming. I prepared for the next battle with scarcely any time to breathe in between. Okay, just agility potion. You got potions to spare. Might as well use it. No use in saving them. Huff, huff, huff. Find outside is tiring. My body resists me whenever I think about how death is permanent out here. You need to relax, Takumi. At any rate, you'll kill yourself first before the enemy has a chance. I don't get it. How are you so calm? You're not even perspiring. I wouldn't be much of a professional assassin if I let every other spot of good murdering get me down, would I? Hey, what's your secret? How do I kill enemies efficiently while conserving as much stamina as possible? The secret is your heart. That's to say, your frame of mind. Get it all in your head that the act of killing is nothing special at all. Nothing more than mundane work. Mundane work. Like hitting a nail with this hammer. Like turning the screw with a screwdriver. Just dull, repetitive work to be repeated without much thought or physical strain. So basically, I psych myself into believing it's nothing. Does that really work? Anything more concrete, like a better way to move my body or something? Your body movements are virtually perfect, Takumi. There's nothing to critique. So what's left is your mentality, right? Just give it a shot. You got nothing to lose. Pretend the act of killing is the most boring job in the world. Just dull, repetitive work. Despite my misgivings, I decided to test out Yugumo's suggestion. I crept out behind an invader that happened to be meandering nearby and launched a surprise attack. Without entertaining the fear that threatened to well up from within, I quietly lifted up the sword and I brought it down nonchalantly. That was just work, something that had to be done. No need to think much about it. I went to the next enemy as I repeated those thoughts to myself. Detach yourself. It's just work. Detach yourself. It's just work. Incredible performance, Takumi. It's like you become another person. Yes, you have an aptitude for killing. I sensed it the moment I laid eyes on you. An aptitude for killing? Me? I think you need to get your eyes checked. It might sound strange coming from me, but I wasn't good at such things at all. I tended to miss the obvious, and my reflexes were average at best. I don't have an aptitude for anything. Gifts show up in many different ways. Sometimes they manifest later in life. You'll understand one day. I wasn't have to be left hanging like that, but I knew he wouldn't be just as invasive if I tried to press the matter, so I didn't. Anyways, we should focus on the hunt for now. Now that I seem to be getting my mind under control, I wanted to get used to the hunting at one go as well. Let's go look for the next group of enemies. I feel like I could take down another 15 before calling it a day. No, I think we should call it a day for now. We've earned more than enough points, but I was just getting the hang of it. That's when it gets dangerous. Everything in moderation, including assassinations. Besides, if we keep an eye on hunted, we'll run to them sooner or later. You okay with that? Them? Just I was wondering who Yugumo could be talking about. Over there. This will be our starting point for the hunt today. Don't fall behind, you losers. I heard a familiar voice coming from the other side. I quietly made my way towards the voice and peered out behind some rubble. I feel like I'm starting to use my Hemo Anima better. Not even a commander could stop me now, I think. Confidence is the name of the game, sister dearest. You and I both know that nothing can stand in the way of our newly awakened powers and our strengthened bonds. Don't start getting carried away, you two. Thinking you're invincible because you learned a thing or two is the best way to die on the battlefield. You little chicks can just stay behind my big, strong opinions for now. I ain't gonna let any of you die on my watch. I'm gonna protect you with my life. In the name of Takamaru, Yeah, you get it. They're hunting here too. Takamaru, Ima, and Kaku weren't the only ones. I could see Tsubasa, Nozomi, and the others in the distance as well. Why does fighting invaders outside the academy seem such much more graphic? It's like I've really killed something alive. All the blood, all the blood. The feel of the invader I just took down still lingers in my hands. Tsubasa, are you okay? I can give you a back rub if it makes you feel better. I think a big one's coming. Why didn't I bring any barf bags with me? Maybe Tsubasa's about to start puking her like a stomach on a fancy park. Is there anything we could give her in the place of our barf bag? Alas, my necessity knows no decorum. Maybe Tsubasa, heave into my sheath bag if you must. Are you sure, Kiyoshiga? Isn't that the Holy Jumanji's pajamas? The Holy Jumanji sword is a party animal with a soft spot for the ladies. She'll understand. Now come, lady Tsubasa, let it all out and hold nothing back. I'll be fine. I pushed everything down with sheer willpower. The rolling stopped. Sorry, guys, I haven't been feeling well since this morning. You don't have to mind me. Go on and get more points for yourselves. We're not supposed to mention that, Tsubasa. Looking out for one another is what teammates do. No wrestler worth their salt abandons their tag partners to get ahead in the match. Loyalty above self. None shall be left behind. That's the way of the warrior. Takamaru was desperately trying to protect Ima and Kaku, who weren't used for fighting. Nozomi and the others refused to abandon Tsubasa, even though she was holding them back. They were watching out for each other, just like true friends. I used to enjoy that sort of relationship with them too. I could feel my strength rapidly leaving my body. That's right, I've been alienated. What I just saw only served to cement that fact. All those kind and comforting words would never be for me. You look like you're in a lot more pain now than when you were fighting enemies. That confirms it. Your fatal flaw is that fragile mind of yours. I left the place quietly and made my way back to the school, taking care not to be seen by the others. Taking back with me nothing but an armful of distressing thoughts and feelings. I got back to my room earlier than usual, but wasn't in the mood to do anything, except lie upright on bed and stare long and hard at the ceiling. You never know when invaders might attack. Good night. I suddenly realized it was already night. I knew I should be resting, but bad memories kept resurfacing in my mind and pulling me back to wakefulness. Like I'm being punished just for being alive. The pain of being despised was more excruciating than anything the killing game or defensive battles could inflict upon me. In the first 100 days, it wasn't a happy ending by any means, but at least everyone was my friend. We had a barbecue. We set up festival booths. We got testy with each other sometimes, but we always made it to the end. Our bonds became unbreakable. How do I repair our friendship? How? As I was agonizing over this matter, it's going to be Yugumu. Is that Yugumu? Maybe he wanted to discuss our strategy for tomorrow's hunt. Although I honestly wasn't in the mood to talk, it wasn't like I could simply drive away the only friend I had right now. I got up slowly and ambled to the door. When I opened it, I saw Hiruko? Good, I was about to kick the door down. What are you doing here? Or rather, are you sure you want to be seen here? I jinxed. Nothing good comes out of any association with me. Well, aren't you wallowing in self-pity today? Finally lost your mind after falling out of favor with everyone else? Including you, right? You think so? Yeah, I do. You didn't want to team up with me like old others. You're right, I could have handled that better yesterday. You were already crushed by everyone's unkind words and deeds. I should have been more considerate. So here's a token of reconciliation from me to you. Took out a box she's been holding under her arm and handed it to me. A token of reconciliation. Reconciliation. Open it. I think you'll like what you see. I took the box and gingerly lifted the cover. Inside was... What? It was the dead body of a gigantic bee. Is this some sort of sick joke? No, wait, this bee. Isn't this one of the sponsor's bees? You killed it? I did. I took advantage of the chaos after Kuroro was killed to secure one as a research sample. What sort of research? You can't be this stupid. Research that will help us kill the sponsor and put an end to this travesty of a game. We can, as long as we find a way to deal with these two weapons they wield. Two weapons? The bee is the first. The other is the suit they're wearing. That's spacesuit thing? Yes, I believe this suit is the source of their invincible power. She was right. We attacked the fellow with all of our might, but we didn't even manage to scratch the suit. The outfit clearly had some kind of special power attached to it. How confident are you of finding something? My research on the suit is already in progress, and I expect to discover its weakness in the very near future. Really? However, I'm too deeply involved in researching the suit to spare any time for something else. I'm not done anything about the bee or the identity of our sponsor yet, and you're bringing me on board to deal with the lack of manpower. Something like that. So are you willing to join me in my quest to bring down the sponsor? If that was truly possible, I'd be more than happy to give her as much help as she needed, but there were some things that were bothering me. If you wanted my help, why did you turn me down yesterday when I asked Tsuyama? Where are your brains? Try to remember what my exact words were. I'll not be teaming up with you for this game. Surely you understood the implication that I'd be teaming up with you outside of the game instead. Oh, sorry, I couldn't see past that big bush you were beating around. You put nothing but dismissive of me so far when I was alien. Okay, motherfucker. I know you're having a mental breakdown. I'm still trying to figure out if I could trust the person you are right now. The person I am right now. It sounded like there was a deeper meaning to your statement, but I decided this wasn't the time or place to pursue it. The Takumino Sumino I know is essentially a good person. He cheers his friends, has a strong sense of justice, and possesses good leadership qualities. Someone worthy of my trust. However, you killed Edo on the night of day 2, a would-be traitor who has yet to do anything out of the line. That created some doubts in me. I had to wonder if the Takumi I'm seeing right now is the Takumi I know. That's why I've been assessing you from a slight distance, to see whether you, the person you are right now, can be trusted. It was starting to make sense to me, like why she wanted to come with me to second to last defense academy. She wanted to use the opportunity to assert my humanity. Ascertain my humanity. I couldn't find a definitive answer to my question until that day when the game sponsor suddenly appeared and fatally wounded Kura. You were the first to attack the unknown entity in order to save her, with no care about what might happen to yourself. You were like a ray of light back then, and that's when I was convinced. You are the Takumi I know, the same kind-hearted Takumi Sumino with the most disheveled and generic mug who always puts his friends above himself. My tears started to spill over despite myself. Do you think there was still someone who still had so much faith in me after being called a Grim Reaper by everyone else? I wasn't as cold-hearted as to say no to someone who had just bared so much of their heart to me. However, you know I want nothing more to do just that, but I'm already in a team with Yugumi. What should we do about him? He's welcome to join us. His knowledge of biology will be very helpful in analyzing the body of the bee. He may not want to go against the sponsor, though. When it comes to killing someone, he tends to err on the side of discretion and deliberation. That's where your leadership abilities come into play. Leadership what? You've just been appointed to the leader of the anti-sponsor alliance. Hang on a minute. Shouldn't the one who suggested the partnership in the first place be responsible for taking the lead in? You know I'm not the leader type. Barking orders is just not my kind of thing. Excuse me, you expect me to believe you are, after all that tyranny you displayed in the previous 100 days? I'll leave the convincing to you, leader. The anti-sponsor alliance would turn the situation around, defeating the invincible sponsor of this game. It sounded impossible, but being told that we could do this by Hiruko of all people, suddenly it felt like we really could. Maybe the others would have a better opinion of me if I played a part in taking on the sponsor. Maybe we could become friends again. I fell asleep clinging to the small ray of hope that had lighted up in my heart. I'm guessing the key thing is something I just got past last time because I chose the other option. It's a risk gamble that may very well end in our own deaths. The same amount of risk we're facing if we continue playing this game, right? We may not end up in the last place during the first round, but what about the second? What about the third and fourth? We'd be completely worn out by then. Would we be able to drive away the commanders who chose to launch an attack during that time? Either way, our strength will slowly be sapped away. Exactly. None of the others have noticed yet, but we're standing at the crossroads of destiny right now. Either we break free of the situation by defeating the sponsor or slowly get tortured to death as the game drags on. So you can imagine how grateful I am to Hiruko for taking this lead and revolting against the status quo. The thing is, his expression darkened. I have one major cause of concern with this alliance. What's that? Hiruko's current teammate, Darumi. She's made no secret of how much she loves killing games. Hard to believe she'd be sympathetic to our quest to put an end to this game, you know what I mean? I'm sure Hiruko will find a clever way to hide it from her or something. She said as much last night. What does Darumi think about this plan? Killing the sponsor to end the game? She'd make it mad because she loves her killing games so much. I'm keeping it secret from her. She's merely my in-game partner after all. I was never going to let her join the anti-sponsor alliance. Incomprehensible. Why even bother teaming up with her in the first place? I'm sure she has her reasons that she won't reveal even if we pressed. Ah yes, femme fatale. Femme fatale. Thy name is Hiruko. Not that I approve of allies keeping secrets from each other. You speak for yourself. Point taken. We'll put Darumi on the back burner for now. So what exactly are we expected to do? Good question. Understood. Safety first. Basically, focus on the hunt in the morning and the anti-sponsor alliance activities in the afternoon. Your role in the alliance is to... I want the anatomy and the abilities of the bee to be thoroughly analyzed. This will primarily be Yugumi's job, since he's so good at dissection. Good? You mean fabulous. I'm dying to get my hands on those remains already. By the way, what's your role? Takumi, I want you to investigate the identity of the sponsor. Focus on whether they're an invader or not. How exactly am I going to do that? Look up books in the library or something? Horses for courses and all that jazz, right? Best person to ask about invaders would be Invader herself. So Eva then. Yeah, Hiruko passed me the key to the cage in the courtyard and said she'll leave the interrogation to me. You think she'll be cooperative? She's the former commander who you captured in prison. I doubt she'll betray her companion so easily. I know, let me tag along. I'm quite the killer torturer if I say so myself. No, you stay far, far away from her, and wipe that drool from your face. It wasn't easy for me to build some semblance of a friendly relationship with Eva, and I wasn't about to let this lunatic flush that down the proverbial toilet. Acknowledge, I'll follow Hiruko's general directions as instructed. That means going out there to earn some invader points right now. You ready, Takumi? Yes, ready when you are. We took out our weapons and went around attacking the invaders loitering in the ruins. I applied Yugumo's advice from yesterday about treating the killers as mundane work. And bringing it down nonchalantly. It's just work. I kept repeating to myself in my head. Detach yourself. It's just work. Detach yourself. It's just work. No, that sponsor isn't one of us. When I asked Eva about the sponsor's identity, she flatly rejected the possibility of them being an invader. Absolutely impossible. I can stake my life on it. You must have solid proof to be so sure. The proof is in the strangeness of their abilities. If they were truly one of our ilk, they wouldn't be using blood-sucking bees to fight. What do you mean, bees are taboo in your religion or something? Not the bee, the blood-sucking. The absorption of divine blood is strictly prohibited in our commandments. Divine blood, meaning the cryptoglobin running in our veins. Absorbing cryptoglobin was prohibited. That reminded me of something similar I heard during our previous 100 days. Hemoanima or cryptoglobin. Absorbing cryptoglobin is a taboo of the highest order. Which proved that the sponsor of this game couldn't have possibly been an invader since they absorbed Kurura's cryptoglobin. First of all, if the host was one of us, why would they organize a game to hunt down their own kind? Yeah, good point. It didn't make sense for an invader to urge the enemy to hunt down other invaders. However, this did complicate matters. If the sponsor was neither special defense unit nor school invader, did that mean they were an unknown third party? By the way, Takumi, if you don't mind me asking, remember the favor I asked you for the other day? Did you bring it for me? Oh, bring what? Oh, you know, my mask. You promised to return to me. She's right. I did promise to bring her mask. The mask was really important to her. As much as I'd like to give it back to her right now, I'm sorry, Eva. I'm gonna have to put that back on. Go back on the promise. You have to bear your face for a little while longer. Why are you being so mean with me? Exposing our plain faces as embarrassing as walking around outside without clothing. You enjoy humiliating me so much? This is prisoner abuse. Wait, calm down. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just the time is not right. What do you mean the time is not right? The mask is your identity of a commander, right? Wearing it will make everyone realize that you're also a target of the invader hunt. I can't give you back your mask in order to keep you safe, that's all. I can't protect myself. I'm not known as a hero among my people for nothing. But you can't use any of your powers when you're inside this prison. You'll be like a sitting duck. But look, you have to accept it. I'm not about to sit around and watch you get killed. You're not getting your mask on no matter what. Eva looked entirely unconvinced and seemed like she was about to protest again, but this is awful. She sighed deeply in what sounded like resignation to me. Hey, cheer up. Once the game is over, you can have your mask back. A maskless life isn't that bad once in a while. No risk of heat damage to your face. I'm sorry. She's ignored my encouragements and apologies in favor of glaring at me through half-lidded eyes. You're so useless, can't even fetch a simple mask for me. I thought I'd been imagining things. Did she just whisper something really out of character for her? Eva, I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? Did I just hear you call me useless? Oh, do you have a problem with me speaking the truth now? I can go on, you know. Takumi's a gibbering idiot, the enemy of all mankind. Downright pervert. I'll sue you for prisoner abuse one day. Welcome to transform the sweet, docile lady from just now into this sharp-tongued witch. I'm guessing those are the true colors, huh? I'm done playing nice. I know I won't be getting anything out of you. This is the pits of the pits. After all that hard work, I didn't even get to see a glimpse of my mask. Why don't you just give it back already? She was likely mentally strange from the stress of being held in the middle of an enemy stronghold. No wonder why everyone hates me. I quietly left the corridor so not to agitate Eva any further. After that, I returned to my room and organized the information I gotten out of Eva in a notebook. And then once night fell. The bedtime announcement played. By rights, we should be turning off all the lights and jumping into bed right now, but the alliance meeting shall begin. We will take turns to share our findings of the day with each other. It's been decided that the anti-sponsor alliance will be holding nightly meetings in my room to exchange information. Start from tonight. You start first, Takumi. Learn anything new about the invader identity of the sponsor? Yes, according to what Eva told me. It's in conclusion, it's quite likely that the sponsor is an unknown third party unrelated to us or the school invaders. That's all from me. We're already having enough trouble with invaders and now there's a third party. This is highly displeasing. But that as it may be, I must commend you for a job well done. That was remarkable work for a person of your intelligence. Oh, thanks, but can I get something other than a backhanded compliment once in a while? I'll work on it if I feel like it. So that's a no. Allow me to go next. After dismembering the dead bee and investigating its anatomy, I made several discoveries. First of all, the bee was modeled after a type of parasitic wasp, a horrible species that parasites the bodies of butterfly larvae and feeds off their innards. Basically, that bee was a scaled-up version of a parasitic wasp. There's just one major difference between this bee and an actual parasitic wasp. Bees and hornets usually use their stingers to inject poison. This bee, however, uses it to suck stuff out, like a blood-collecting device of some sort. It works more like a mosquito stinger. We also saw the bee use it to suck the blood out of Kurura, and yes, she was drained in a few seconds, a testament to the strength of its suction. But it does bring up another question. The body of the bee has nowhere to store the blood it sucks, so where did Kurura's blood go to? Maybe it was warped to another place instantly. It's likely that's what's happening. Maybe it was designed to transfer all of its nutrients it sucks up into the sponsor's stomach. In other words, the sponsor's using the bees to consume cryptoglobin. Just a hypothesis. If that turned out to be true, it would mean the sponsor absorbed Kurura's blood. The thought of my friend's blood being used as food sparked an intense rage within me. That's all I've got. Let's hear what Hiroko has to say now. Any progress on that suit that sponsor's wearing? Yes, I'd venture to say there's been some major progress, much more than I initially expected. I may be able to get my hands on a spare suit worn by the sponsor in the very near future. There's a spare suit? Yes, and I almost pinpointed its location. All that's left is to refine the coordinates. Where's the spoot? We can search for it together. No, that won't work. I'll search for it myself. Why? 3 sets of eyes are faster than 1, right? Because I'm the one who could find that place. Something terrible beyond all imagination may happen if someone other than me discovered it. So don't even try, understand? Her assertive tone made it clear there would be no further discussion on the matter. Something that could cause the unusually placid Hiroko to get so worked up had to be extraordinary. Okay, I'll respect your wishes even if I don't understand them. It's for the best. Move it on. What's the plan for tomorrow and beyond? I need you two to continue your research. We're having a dire lack of good information right now. Don't forget to keep earning points in the game as well. Stay in the 6th place or higher. Also avoid situations that may end up with you dying to a mere minion. As usual, we're going with safety first. If you accidentally die, I'll bring you back to life and kill you myself, Takumi. Why only me? Because if anyone will screw up, it's you. I'll be fine. You can move with me and I'm not that bad of a fighter myself. You should be watching out for yourself. You were the first to die last time. Please, are you talking about me? I'm much stronger than the Hiroko you knew. Durumi and I can take out a commander or two by ourselves. Durumi, huh? Yuumu's expression darkened at that. Hiroko, I don't get it. Why would you team up with Durumi of all people? I'll be brutally honest. The fact that you're a team doesn't sit well with me. She loves her killing games. I can't imagine she won't be at least try to sabotage our work if she ever tries to find out about it. Rest assured, she'll never find out. She's just my in-game partner. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm talking about what-ifs right now. You can't guarantee that it won't happen. You really out to dissolve your partnership with her. No, I'm not letting her out of my sight. She has an important role to play as well. Which is? I can't tell you. Why not? Should allies share as much information with each other as possible? Yuumu continued to question Hiroko about her reason for teaming up with Durumi, but she kept quiet afterwards. The alliance meeting ended on a slightly sour note because of that. Go around, strike them with as little effort as possible. It's just work. Detach yourself. Take their lives. Detach yourself. It's just work. Nice, seems like I'm in a pretty good form today. I doubted I would end up in last place in the first round if I kept this up, but ensuring my survival alone wasn't enough to put me at ease. The ultimate goal of the anti-sponsor alliance was to put an end to this game by killing the sponsor. But what was the sponsor hoping to achieve by making us do this? I couldn't get that one thought out of my mind as it cut down one invader after the other. In a way, the sponsor and Surrey were similar. Both were trying to make us fight against invaders. Except Surrey never ordered us to fight outside the academy. He always insisted we fought on the academy grounds. On the other hand, the rules laid down by the sponsor basically forbade us for doing so. They were designed to make us fight outside. Why was the sponsor so determined to make us fight out here? Did they not want us using the revival-matic? Dying outside meant our dead bodies couldn't be revived. Was that the sponsor's objective, to ensure that anyone who died would stay dead? Hey Takumi, when did your hands go on vacation? I was jolted back to reality by Yugumu's teasing. Sorry, I was just thinking about something. It's dangerous to think and kill at the same time. There's a fine line between familiarity and carelessness. Keep your mind on the hunt for now. Don't forget that Hiroko warned you last night about getting killed. You're right, sorry about that. I refocused my mind on the task at hand. With my sword in hand and my mind clear, I resumed the work of hunting down invaders. Yugumu and I spent the better half of that morning killing together. We returned to the academy a little past noon and immediately made our way to the leisure lounge. There we checked our latest rankings. I'm in 4th place, Yugumu's in 6th. Our positions had slipped from the first but we were still within the top bracket. Since it was already the 4th day, it was unlikely we would tumble all the way to the bottom this round unless something catastrophic happened. Shoma is currently in last place. I told myself not to look at the other positions, but my eyes naturally drifted to the last spot. Speaking of leadership positions, Tsubasa is surprisingly high. She was clearly holding her teammates back yesterday. You don't have to mind me. Go on and get more points for yourself. She's likely benefiting from the point sharing system. What point sharing system? What, you haven't noticed? There's a way to earn points in the game without killing any invaders yourself. Yugumu took out a notepad and started drawing some sort of diagram on it. Let's say, for example, a 10-point enemy appears in front of you. You kill that enemy by yourself, you gain 10 whole points. But if I help you in the fight, I gain a percentage of those 10 points. Could be a 50-50 or 80-20 split, depending on the situation. It all hinges on how much each person contributed to the fight. Simply joining the fight earns you at least 10% of the points. Tsubasa's Himo Anima is very versatile, and I'm sure she's earning points by supporting the others. So every member of the team gets some credit as long as they work together, like in sports. A strange but fitting comparison. Weaker players earn points by focusing their efforts by supporting others. Stronger players gain support by offering to share points with those who do. This game may or may not be about pure combat prowess, but how well we work together. We're being tested on our teamwork in a killing game. A killing game usually pits participants against each other, but the rules for this one clearly lend itself to fostering teamwork. Has this been implemented to adjust the difficulty of the game to our level, or did the sponsor have some ulterior motive? I returned to my room, unable to quash the indescribable wave of nausea threatening to bowl me over. What should I do this afternoon? I was in my room trying to figure out what to do in the time I had before the nightly meeting. My role in the anti-sponsor alliance was to find out the identity of the sponsor, but it's not as easy as it sounds. I felt like I needed a clearer direction, like where was I even supposed to start? If only I had a hint of sorts to help me get the ball rolling. I suppose I'll just have to ask around. Asking around for information would be the best way to find clues that might shed more light on the matter. Asking around, yes, that's what I'll be doing today. The others would surely be shocked to see the most unpopular guy in school right now approaching them out of the blue. But I can't just hole up in my room all day without at least trying something. I steeled myself before dashing out of the room. Takui. Suasa lowered her eyes awkwardly when I called out to her. I'm sorry for abandoning you the other day. Did everything turn right after that? Yeah, I managed to walk away with my life somehow. Yugumu and I are a team now. I'm just glad you're safe. I don't want to see any more of my friends dying. Although that means Shoma's in trouble for the first round, right? Why? He's not taking part in the game at all. Takamaru's been pulling all the stops to invite him, but he refuses to even leave his room. I see. Shoma's probably going to be the first to die if things continue like this. But we could save him if we took down the sponsor before that happened. Suasa, do you happen to know anything about the sponsor? I'm trying to find out their true identity. That's the question I'd like to ask myself. Why did they show up and make us take part in the killing game? None of it makes any sense. This is bliss. Whoa, who just shouted? It is I, Darumi, and I'm shouting because it is the happiest I've ever been. Killing game check. Mistress Hiruko's lapdog check. Killing and killing and killing every day and night. Check, check, check. I'm Mistress Hiruko's loyal lapdog in a killing game. What else does a person need to be happy in life? Just think about how I'm going to rain the innards of those invaders tomorrow. Releases so many endorphins in my brain, I may just pass out for the sheer pleasure. Darumi was enjoying the current situation with every fiber of her being. I still couldn't understand why Hiruko would team up with a person like that. Okay, Eva. Eva let go of the nice girl act. Eva was in her cell, looking as dejected as I left her. She was clearly aghast at not being able to get her mask back. Kiyoshika is going to try to shank me. Who cares? Do not speak to me as if we were friends. I will never ever forgive you for sending Lady Kurura to her dismal death. Be gone, accursed Grim Reaper, and give Lady Kurura back to me. Come down, Kiyoshika. I'm sorry, Takumi, but Kiyoshika is still very angry about what happened, so... I knew I wasn't popular, but actually having such vitriol spewed directly into my face was a sobering experience. Hey, Takamaru, can I have a minute? I'm gathering information about the sponsor right now, and sorry, man, I ain't got nothing to say to you. You're just bad luck these days. Everything you touch turns to ashes. Bad luck, huh? Just part of being the school jinx, I guess. Info about the sponsor's identity. Oh, are you investigating that too? Are you also looking into this? You bet. I even tried to film a day in the life documentary about the sponsor some time ago. Day in the life. First, I made a camera with a gift-o-matic, then I tailed the sponsor around for 24 hours. That way, if they ever revealed their face during the time, we'd catch it on film, right? And did you? Oh, I wish. They clinged to that spacesuit like it was the championship belt itself. How's it possible to carry out any sort of daily routine with that suit on? What about food? No, the sponsor doesn't eat. Yeah, I never saw them eat or sleep once. They just kept buzzing out orders to the bee underlings day in and day out. The sponsor could stay active for 24 hours without any food or sleep. It sounded unbelievable to me, but Moko wasn't the type to tell tales. We're dealing with a real main event headliner here. Better be ready for a Royal Rumble if you're trying to unveil their true identity. After putting the information down in a notebook, I prepared for the nightly meeting. For the anti-sponsor alliance, the bedtime announcement is now a call to action instead of a reminder to sleep. A sign for us to gather and report on the day's findings. So now we know it's highly possible the sponsor doesn't eat or sleep. And still manages to be so powerful, they should just quit sponsoring killing games and go make a killing in the business world instead. Who wouldn't be impressed by a corporate soldier who can work all day and night? It's neither the time or place to be joking around. It's precisely the time and place to be funny. Morbid humor is the best way to deal with morbid situations. That's just how strong the enemy is. We're up against this, right, Hiruko? The sponsor person is an enigma, staying active for 24 hours without any source of nutritional replenishment. Are we dealing with a robot? Well, we can't rule out that possibility considering what little we know of their identity. Be that as it may, I must commend you for a job well done. That was remarkable work for a person of your intelligence. Thanks, but can I get something? Okay. Was that a joke? It must be. Your entire existence is one. Well, aren't you something yourself? Allow me to share my additional findings on the bee's anatomy next. I got down to business today by dismembering the bee to its smallest parts. Some interesting truths were discovered as a result. Despite a tough and grandiose appearance, it doesn't seem to have the hardness to match. The joints snap out of place if you look at them wrong, and the sooner comes off without much effort at all. It's as fragile as life itself. But it can't be so weak. Those bees killed Kurura like it was nothing. The bees were likely enhanced with some kind of supernatural means when they were still alive. Supernatural, in other words, hemo-anima. The abilities to move around without needing to eat or rest. Hemo-anima enhanced bees. The more we try to pry into the sponsor's business, the more of their uncanny strengths we seem to discover. But none of these prove that the sponsor themselves was impossible to defeat. If only we could find a way to get them out of the invincibility suit. Last but not least, let's hear what Hiruko has to tell us. Did you find that spare suit you talked about? Yes, I pinpointed the location yesterday. If all goes well, I should be able to get my hands on the suit by tomorrow. Really? I honestly wasn't expecting to find it so soon either. Once we actually have it, uncovering a weakness or two should be trivial work. Unfortunately for the sponsor, the invader hunt is about to draw to a premature close. Quite a lot. I'd venture to say I possibly couldn't recover the suit without your help. The suit is located somewhere south of this campus. Actually getting the suit is going to be the easy part. The thing is, if the police find out what we're doing, all our efforts will go down the drain, because then the sponsor would realize what we're up to. That's why we're going to need a little bit of creative prep work to hoodwink these Roman bees. Our preparation commences at 7 a.m. tomorrow. The three of us plus Rumi will head south in the direction of the town. Once we're somewhere in the vicinity, we'll start hunting down invaders. Once we do, we'll destroy the ruins here and there in the flashiest way possible, kicking up as much dust and ash as we can. I'll use the sudden drop invisibility as camouflage to secretly move to the place with the spare suit without being discovered by the bees. We'll meet up once I find the suit, and rush back to the school to examine it until we can discover its weakness. After we ascertain a way to destroy the invincibility suit, it's showdown time with the sponsor. Will you help me? I nodded vigorously. Of course I'll help. I'm against the plan. I won't be joining it. What's gotten into you, Yugumu? Is something wrong with the plan? Nothing's wrong with the plan per se. What's wrong is one of the participants. Why are you letting Darumi join the operation tomorrow? You've been insisting all this time she's nothing but an in-game partner and not a member of the anti-sponsor alliance. She's very strong. She'll be useful in combat. That's nice, but what guarantees is there that she won't turn around and slit our throats after learning of the plan? She lives and breathes killing games. I can already picture her lunging at us in unrestrained anger when she finds out we're trying to put a stop to her game. You must be overthinking this. She'll be too engrossed in the game to even notice what we're doing. That's my point, you see. It's counterproductive to let someone so engrossed with the killing games into our confidence. I disagree. I'm bringing her along tomorrow by hook or by crook. I have my reasons. Oh, such as? The discussion was leading nowhere. Neither Hiruko nor Yugumu seemed willing to compromise. Tomorrow's operation would be aborted if we didn't find a way to break the stalemate. I had to do something. I'm afraid I have to take Yugumu's side this time. We're putting our lives on the line tomorrow. And yeah, at the same time, you try to involve someone outside of the alliance. You can't blame us for feeling hesitant. Even you think so. Fine, I won't ask for your help anymore. I'll get the suit myself. Hold on, I'm not finding fault with you or anything. We understand you have secrets you can't fully share with us, and we know you have your reasons. Well, can't you at least tell us something? It has to be something out of the ordinary, right? You're not the type to insist on doing things your way for a mere selfish reason. And how are you so sure I'm not? Because you trusted me, so I trust you too. And then It was a sigh of resignation. The trouble with your generic face is how it completely disarms me when you're spouting the occasional hero-like rhetoric. Very well, you have a full explanation of why I must bring Darumi alone. But not here, outside. I'll be waiting for you on the roof. Come alone. For the love of murder, I'm the outcast now, huh? I don't mind. Go ahead, Takumi. I'll be right here keeping your bed warm until your return. Thanks. I'll be right back after I hear what she has to say. Yeah, thanks. Also, don't touch my bed. No promises. Promise. Please promise. Huh? Hiroko? I didn't see Hiroko on the roof, even though she said she'd be waiting for me. Unless she went back to her room. Over here, Takumi. I turned towards the direction of the voice and saw Hiroko sitting on the ledge. She was staring intensely at something, and I stared at it too. Ah, the artificial satellite. There was the artificial satellite floating in the night sky. Do you long to see the people living there again? Her question was sudden and unexpected. Of course I do. That's what I'm fighting so hard for. Yes, you would be right. We're all fighting here because there are people we want to see again. We'll be able to go back to them after this war ends. That's what motivates us to keep going. In other words, that's why we're so determined not to die here. However, Darumi has none of that. She's got nowhere to return to. Nowhere. Surely she has a family who could take her in. Not all families are worth going back to. Not that I expect you to understand. She's right. I didn't understand. How could I? Okay. Takumi, do you know why Darumi is so enamored with killing games? No. It's very simple. She grew up in an environment that was like a killing game in itself. If she let her guard down, even for a brief moment, she'd be abused by her parents or her teachers. Punishment awaited her at every turn for no other reason than the adults in her life having a bad day. None of the grown-ups who were supposed to be looking out for her reached out to help in her time of need. You see, just like a killing game, right? I had an inkling Darumi may not have come from the best family environment, but I had no idea it was that bad. She wasn't kidding about that. And when you go through life living like that, you can't help but wonder, why only me? Yeah, that's understandable. Why am I the only one suffering like this? Why can't everyone suffer with me? Young and old, male and female, why we should all suffer together. Use up our lives, our very existences, to entertain ourselves through misery. That's why she loves her killing games so much. It's the closest thing to her ideal world she can find. So she was being dead serious when she talked about wanting to start a killing game. Dead and buried 6 feet underground, she would have given her life for it. What sort of mentality could drive a person to be this desperate for a killing game to begin? Her wish to see the whole world turn into a killing game was never going to come true under normal circumstances, but as fate decreed, that wish had somehow actually did come true. When the sponsor showed up, the sponsor of the killing game suddenly appeared in midair once. Darumi must have felt like her childhood dream was finally coming true. She's on cloud 9 right now, living out a dream that once seemed so impossible to achieve, and she intends to die in it, after playing to her heart's content. Die even though her dream finally came true? Exactly, now that her dream came true, she has nothing to live for anymore. She didn't look like someone who wanted to die though. The few times I've seen her outside the academy... In fact, you guys were slaughtering the school invaders together quite enthusiastically. Someone who fought with such wanton abandon in a situation where there's no chance of coming back from death couldn't exactly be mentally sound now, could they? She's right, someone with normal sensitivities would be a lot more cautious about this. Without me keeping a close eye on her, she'll be running headlong into the largest group of invaders she can find. If we don't keep forcing her to return together, she'll keep fighting, even past her limits. Even after returning, she wants to go right back out to continue the hunt. It's not easy for me to keep pulling her back. It's basically committing a slow suicide. I can't take my eyes off her for a minute. Is that why you're so insistent on bringing her along for tomorrow's operation? I just don't want to leave her alone for her own devices. A short while is fine, but I get the feeling we may be taking a while tomorrow. I have to take her along if I don't want to come back to a dead Darumi. This whole plan would be pointless if even one person dies. It's not enough for us to defeat the invaders. All of us have to survive as well. She would ensure no one got left behind by snatching them from the jaws of death, even if it meant taking their place. Her tenacity in this aspect had saved me, and was now saving Darumi. My body trembled involuntarily when I realized the depth of Hiroko's determination. I had to admit it, she was a real hero here. I feel bad for Darumi, but this entire game needs to end. The sooner the better. She's never going to come to her senses unless she wakes up first from this shame of a dream. I'm begging you here, Takumi. Help me out tomorrow. Of course. How can I possibly turn down a request from this awesome hero standing before me? I'll convince Yugumu as well. I can't believe he'll turn this down after I explain the situation to us. Let's go to our best day 100 ever. Because it was Kiruko's kind heartedness that led her to end up like that. Okay, it's just fucking blue ball in us. Okay, we'll have to see it. Hiruko? She was lying on the ground with blood pouring out of her back. This is a mortal wound. There's no way she can recover like that. The attack, if I remember correctly, it's Squad 3 commander. What's the commander doing here? Why is Hiruko lying in a pool of her own blood? Was she defeated by the commander? Nothing was making sense. My mind was in a state of absolute confusion. How did this happen? My plan was proceeding smoothly. We set off early, reached the point of town south of the school, and started doing battle. Using the flashy skills we had, we hunted down every invader. That was to draw the flying bee's attention. Sometime after the battle began, Hiruko secretly left the area like she planned in order to secure the spare suit. The bees were struggling to count the points Yugumu and I were racking up, and didn't seem to have noticed her sudden absence. It felt like the plan was actually going to work. All we would have to do was wait for Hiruko to return with the suit, but then something unexpected happened. I took my eyes off Darumi, who had been fighting with us for a short while. When she vanished, she probably got overly excited and decided to expand her hunting territory. I panicked. Hiruko would be heartbroken. I ran around to locate her, all the while imploring in my heart to not do anything reckless that might make Hiruko sad. I was praying hard for her safety, and just as I finally caught sight of Darumi on the other side of some rumble, the unthinkable happened. I couldn't make head or tail of the scene no matter how long I stared at it. Why? Why is this happening? Get a hold of yourself, Takumi. Snap back. Hiruko's down, most likely by a commander. That's why I didn't want Darumi to come along. She's too high profile in a lot of ways. You can't blame the enemy for zeroing in on such an attention-grabbing target on the battlefield. I wagered the commander attacked Darumi first in this case, and when Hiruko tried to help her, what should we do? How can we save them both? The operation has failed, but we can't abandon them. There's nothing to do to turn the tide of this battle, especially not against a commander. We have to survive so we can carry her will. Okay, let's not abandon her and see what happens. Oh shit, that's the wrong option. Whoops. I'm gonna save the two. You better get out of here before the commander notices you. Don't be crazy, Takumi. You won't accomplish anything by dying here. I know. You're absolutely right. But you're the Takumi I know. Hiruko put her trust in me. I won't abandon her now. I cleared my mind with the battle cry and charged into the fray. Once I reached Hiruko and Darumi, we launched into a painfully one-sided battle against the enemy commander. Oh, hey, Takumi, you came to save us, huh? Thanks, bro. I hate to disappoint you after you came all the way here, but we're headed for a game over here. Mrs. Hiruko's out of action, and I'm basically about to kneel over. It looks like we brought ourselves a one-way ticket to hell. Why don't we just abandon it, accept it, and die together? If you got energy to talk, you can still fight. Take out the weaker enemies first. You got a boss? Move again, attack boost.
ひゃやった。
Are there more enemies? I thought the mission was...
いつでも行ける。しまった。行くぞ。これだ。いつでも行ける。ひゃ行くぞ。せいつでも行ける。そこだ。行くぞ。せい。
Okay, wave 1 end. Anyone else get the feeling the commander's just playing with us? He's not even attacking, he's just standing there, all menacing. Like, I guess he knows he doesn't need to get involved directly. We're already outnumbered and outclassed. It's only a matter of time until they overwhelm us. You really think you're too dumb? You really are too dumb to live sometimes. Did you really think you'd take on a commander with just the two of you? What are you doing here? I told you to run. I'm just making the most logical choice I can. We can't afford to lose you, Takumi. We will have no chance of winning the war if we do. That means our only choice is to do something about this guy so we can all get away. Let's do it, you guys. Give it everything we got. Take him down. Oh, we didn't need to do that much damage. It's no use, he's too strong. He really is just playing with us. An extra fighter or two is not going to make any difference. For the love of murder, if he's going to kill us anyways, he can at least go all out. Half-assing it makes the whole thing feel cheap. That's why I hate fighting invaders. Still give up. There's something we have to do. I did, we're done. Let's charge him one last time and get blown to smithereens. I always want to go out with a bunch of dirty fireworks. Take my crypto globe, and I heard Hiruko's voice, faint and weak, but still determined to on my comm channel. Hiruko, I thought you passed out. Never mind that. Just absorb my crypto globe. It's the only way. That's your crypto globe? What are you talking about? Am I not being clear enough? I want you to kill me. If I am going to die anyways, you might as well take my power and save yourself. But you're my friend. I can never kill you. For a moment, I couldn't believe what I was saying. Doremi had thrust a knife right into Hiruko's back. Mistress Hiruko, your power flowing in me. I can feel you flowing inside me. I tried to stop her, but it's too late. As Doremi absorbed more and more of her blood, Hiruko's body began to shrivel up and dry up. Oh man, I've never felt this kind of energy before. I'm in the zone now. I feel like I can fly, like I do anything. Doremi threw the back of her head and let out a crazed cry of elation, totally at odds with what just happened. Save the recriminations for later, Takumi. Now that's reached this point, we have to see it through. But Doremi's overflowing with power right now. She might actually be able to defeat that commander. Yugamo was right. Doremi was stronger than ever. She rushed around the battlefield like a berserker, swinging her weapons in every direction, charging the commander without the slightest trace of fear. By the time we were able to take stock of our surroundings, we realized the commander was no longer there. Did he just leave? Yeah, seems that way. Then Hiruko gave her life for is still here. We've done what we set out for. Make no mistake, this is a win for us. It's just we had to pay a pretty big price for it. Yugamo's gaze wandered to Hiruko's body. It was bad enough that she sustained fatal damage, tried to bail Doremi out, but then her cryptoglobin was absorbed by the person's life she saved. As for Doremi herself, she was just staring blankly up at the sky. I could only imagine how she felt, having killed someone who had been like a sister to her. But before I could say anything, Doremi, her eyes rolled back to the back of her head, her eyes rolled back in her head, and she fell to the ground. Looks like she finally ran out of steam. You have to carry her for now, Takumi. I'll dig a grave for Hiruko. Here's as good as a resting place for her as any. Yugamo began digging with an old piece of wood, and when the hole was big enough, gently lowered Hiruko's body into the ground. Hiruko, I'm sorry I couldn't save you, but I won't let your sacrifice be in vain. I'll use the suit you worked so hard to get us to figure out the sponsor's weakness, and then I'll defeat him and end the game. I promise. We returned to the school, determined to carry out what Hiruko had started. Unfortunately, I have no idea where to even start with tech this weird. Yuguma and I had gone back to my room to look at the suit, but looking at it was about all we could do. Neither of us knew anything about electronics or wearable technology or whatever it did that made the suit tick. Analyzing how it worked and how to get past its defenses was going to be hard, if not impossible. Well, it's a protective suit made out of some kind of specialized material. That's all I can say. Yeah, I can't figure out anything else. Okay, I'm going to save and just end. Thanks for watching.